Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Glory to word and glory to sound. Glory to the eye of the living eye, His Imperial Majesty, Imperial Eye, Selassie, Empress Menen, Jah, Rastafari. Yes, this is Rastafari rising. So why does the enemies rage and the people imagine vain things? False kings of the earth have set themselves, and rulers have taken counsel together against the Almighty Eye and His anointed, saying, Come, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. But the Eye who sit in Zion shall laugh, the Eye shall have him into derision. Then shall the Eye speak unto them in the Eye wrath, and vex them in the Eye sore displeasure. For yet have I and I set thy king upon the higher hill of Mount Zion, and I have heard the Eye cry. For the true and living Eye has said unto I and I, Thou art thy sons and daughters, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of I, and I shall give the Eye the heathen for the Eye inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for the Eye possession. The Eye shall rule them with a rod of iron, the Eye shall dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. So be wise, therefore, you false kings, and be instructed, ye false rulers of the earth. Serve the true and living Eye, His Imperial Majesty, Imperial Eye, Selassie, Empress Menen, with fear and rejoice and tremble. Kiss I and I, the sons and daughters of Ethiopia, unless you perish along the way when the Eye wrath is kindled, even but a little. But peace shall be upon the sons and daughters of Ethiopia, this time and even and forever. This is Rastafari rising, and let the words of I and thy mouth and this meditation of thy heart prove to be humble and acceptable in thy sight, Jah Rastafari and thy strength and Redeemer. Kill, cramp, and paralyze all weak heart conception right now, death to white supremacy. First. Glory to word, sound, and power. Greetings to each and every one. This is another blazing hour of Rastafari rising. This is I and I forum where I and I sit up and reason of matters that pertain to I and I, sons and daughters of Rastafari, locally, nationally, internationally, and as it also pertains to greater humanity as well. Haile I, Selassie, King Rastafari. We have a very blazing Iowa, and we're most blessed this Iowa to be in the distinguished presence of the international president of the Ethiopian World Federation, Incorporated, Empress Ima Young, and also Queen Victorious, the international organizer of the said Ethiopian World Federation, Incorporated, who are here with us this night on Rastafari Rising, and we'll be reasoning of Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated, past, present, and future. Rastafari. So join I and I with a most Isla salute and a heartical welcoming of peace and love. So Empress Ima Young, Rastafari. Queen Victorious.
Yes, Father.
Rastafari. As I said, brothers and sisters, we are most blessed this Iowa, most blessed. As if you can remember, Empress Ima Young was here previously on another episode of Rastafari Rising, and it was a most blessed occasion. And the Empress is here forward again. Our president, the international president, is here again, along with the international organizer, with words of wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, and strength and encouragement, I and I here within Hartford City. So Isla greetings to all of Empress Men in Local 13 members that are out there in Hartford, Rastafari. So join I with the Isla salute.
Yes, sir. Blessings.
Give thanks for me.
It's blessed to be
President.
here. It's an honor to be here, and I give thanks, and I send my love to all the members of Local 13, and we look forward to the revitalization of the Federation, Ethiopian World Federation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it truly is to be an honor to be in Connecticut. Local 13 has been around for almost 15 years or so, doing the great works. It's very crucial in the Federation right now. We are at the point of turning the page and having a new chapter within the history of the organ itself. And this is a time now for all members to come out and aid the Federation. If you have skills and services, know-hows, if you have the leadership capability, the governing capabilities, the parenting capabilities, these are the time now to give all of your strengths to build the nation of we the black peoples of the world, and it's very dire, very dire.
For the benefit of some of our viewers at home and around the world who perhaps are not privy to the knowledge of the Ethiopian World Federation, and also even in your capacity as an international organizer, perhaps you can enlighten some of our viewers as to some of your responsibilities within the organization as an international organizer.
Yes, sir. The first point, looking at the Federation and the reasons why it started, we can take a look at the War of Ottawa, which started around 1896 or so. This is the time where Italy tries to come in and invade Ethiopia, which is a sovereign land, and the Ethiopians rised up and fought them and won and allowed them to walk away still in peace. True. You see. Now, the Federation itself, Italy tries to come back into Ethiopia, which it did. 1935, the fascist Italy army rise up under the guidance of Mussolini. And Mussolini comes in with a fascist mindset to basically take the sovereignty of Ethiopia itself. Africans on this side saw the atrocities that was going on in Ethiopia, had already recognized Ethiopia as our homeland. Prior to that, you know, we had the Messiah Marcus Garvey around, and he said, look to the east in 1929, and the king would be crowned, and sure enough, that happened in 1930 with His Majesty, Kilimaweh Haile Selassie I. So we have already had that connection to Ethiopia and recognized Ethiopia and all of Africa as our sovereign homeland. So Africans on this side, we rose up and we wanted to go and fight in that war with Ethiopia to fight off the Italians. But we were told right here, even in New York and Harlem, Africans wanted to enroll themselves into the army, and they were refused. At the same time, Italians can go and register to fight in Ethiopia against our people. So what we did still, we said, okay, we're going to rally up our strengths. We're going to aid Ethiopia. We're going to send